get the show started!
In today's video, Dana White defends Khamzat Chimaev from critics. Dan Hooker goes off on Colby Covington. Daniel Cormier advises Tony Ferguson to retire from MMA. Jake Paul challenges Dana White to a bet for the Anderson Silva fight. And Brendan Schaub responds to Dana White's comments. Despite all that has happened during UFC 279's fight week involving Khamzat Chimaev, multiple altercations with other fighters, and missing weight by 7.5 pounds, Dana White still believes it wasn't a bad week for the Boars. Speaking on Tuesday's DWCS press conference, the UFC president defended Khamzat from critics and praised the UFC star for his impressive victory over Kevin Holland.
And after all the dust is settled, was it a good week for Khamzat Chimaev or a bad week for Khamzat Chimaev, right? I mean, he's involved in an altercation, he misses weight, then he comes in and looks incredible. Like, how do you think of Khamzat after last week?
It was a nutty week. I mean, the whole week was nutty in every way that it could possibly be nutty. But I wouldn't say by any stretch that it was a bad week for Khamzat Chimaev. I mean, he came in and I mean, you all know what I think about Kevin Holland and what I think of him as a person and as a fighter. And goddamn, Khamzat made that look easy and very quick. So he's an absolute beast.
White also tried to justify Chimaev's weight miss, saying that he came in on weight and was even lighter during fight week than he was in his last fight.
Well, I mean, if you look, the history of the company and this stuff that used to happen back in the old days, we fixed a lot of the problems that we used to have. And Khamzat came in on weight. I mean, when he landed here, he was lighter than he was his last fight, and he made weight.
Dan Hooker claims the UFC hides the shit out of little rat Colby Covington. Speaking on the main event with Alexander Volkanovski, Hooker ripped into Covington in a hilarious foul-mouthed tirade, saying, "Goff, he's a fucking idiot. They fucking hide him like the UFC hide the shit out of him, bro. But they need to. They would slap the shit out of him. He can't even train at the Performance Institute, so they chuck him across the road. He comes in at night and goes in the back door to the Apex. He's a little rat, bro. That's pussy shit. He doesn't stay at the host hotel. He actually goes out of his way to just avoid people. But it's the weirdest thing. He doesn't accept the repercussions of what he says." Daniel Cormier believes Tony Ferguson is done and should retire from MMA. Speaking on the most recent episode of the DCNRC show, the former UFC champion said that he doesn't see Tony's losing streak ending anytime soon should he continue to compete.
Like, I could not believe what I was seeing, and I'm not saying it was the worst fight of all time, not by any stretch of the imagination, but the level to which that today tells that Nate Diaz still has a little bit left in the tank if he wants to fight. But it also tells me that Tony Ferguson is done as a guy that I've seen in the octagon. Tony's done, bro. Like, he is a shell of himself, and he doesn't want to retire, right? He actually said he feels like he got better. He saw some good things. I'm like, what did he do in there to show that he's better than he was prior?
Cormier is also uncertain who the promotion could match Ferguson up against, which would at least provide him with a reasonable chance of winning.
Ferguson just does not seem to have it anymore, but he does not seem to have the self-awareness to understand it. You know, he just doesn't really want to walk away from the game, and I get it. It's hard to walk away, but he just doesn't have it anymore, man. And I honestly don't know who the UFC can match him up with anymore, because if he'd have fought Li Jingliang, he would have lost to him.
Yes.
And it would have probably been worse because Li would have hit him with big shots early. So I just don't know who they could match this guy up with anymore.
Tony Ferguson has posted a new video to his social media where he displays injuries sustained in the Nate Diaz fight. We had to censor the photos due to a YouTube policy. You can find the original pics on Ferguson's Twitter page. Ferguson also posted a video of him getting stitched up after the fight. Jake Paul has challenged Dana White to a bet for the Anderson Silva fight. During a recent press conference, Paul once again proposed a friendly wager with the UFC president, saying that he's willing to put $5 million on the line when he fights Silva.
No one thought I'd take this fight. Even Dana White did not think I would take this fight. And Dana, I know you're watching, bro. You still owe me $1 million from when you bet against me on Ben Askren. But I want you to come out of hiding, stop being a and make a bet against me and Anderson and actually pay up this time, because you didn't think I would take this fight. So let's make a bet. Let's put $1 million. Let's put $2 million. Let's put $5 million on it. But I bet you won't, Dana, because you're
Speaking on the most recent episode of the Thick Boy podcast, Brendan Schaub responded to Dana White saying that no fighter got a pay bump for the UFC 279 switches. Schaub disagrees with that claim and says there's no way the UFC did not pay those fighters. Here's the clip.
If Nate Diaz doesn't play ball and they don't pay him more, you don't have a card. So of course he made more money. They're all of them had to agree to this for it to be perfect. And it's the only time the fighter has any power to go, let me think about it. Let me think about it. I'll do it for this much. And the UFC says yes or no. I guarantee you the UFC goes, well, not that much, right? You want to overplay your hand. They go, but we'll give you this much. Okay, deal. We're going to save your ass and still fight. Because again, if there's no conspiracy for Nate, you're changing the tune completely, which is better. You have a better chance to win this fight, but you're still, let's say there's no conspiracy and you've been fighting Khamzat, who's a guy, completely different than Tony Ferguson on a day notice. No, you gotta pay me more, man. I'll save this. And they have the power. They have all the power. Because UFC's going, how much do we put in marketing? 10 million. Holy, all right, well, we marketed one fight, we're not gonna get it. And they can easily shit on them and go, nope, not happening. Yeah. Khamzat could have been like, nope, not happening. Tony Ferguson like, nope, not happening. You don't have a card. I guarantee you they paid those guys. Guarantee you. Guarantee it. Bet my last fucking dollar on it. They all got compensated. They all knew what was happening. Conspiracy, I don't know, worked out for the better.
Here are the top 3 memes we found on the internet. Third place was found over Twitter and was posted by a user named Paulo Costa. Second place was found on Facebook and was posted by a user named UFC Kink. And our top pick was found on Facebook and was posted by a user named Benocheer. Every day, we search the internet for the funniest MMA memes and post them to our fan page on Facebook called MMAmemes.com. If you want your meme to be included in our next video, just send it to us in private message on Facebook. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel to keep up with the latest MMA news.